So one of the best things about having an open beta for Diablo 4 is not only do we get to try out the different classes that this game has to offer, but we also get to do a ton of farming, which means we can really see what type of gear there is in the game. So in today's video, I'm going to take a few minutes, go over a few places that I've had really good luck in finding legendaries and answer a few questions that you've sent the channel. What's up, my YouTube family? Graybeard with the Gaming Brigade, back with another Diablo 4 video, and today, my friends, I'm bringing you an updated version of a video I did last week in regard to farming legendaries in the open beta. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, and we are having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5, but as always, I will go over those details at the end of the video. Now, the first method I'd like to show you has to do with farming in the open world and focusing on world events that take place throughout the map. Now, one thing I've noticed between the early access beta and the open beta is the fact that while these events may take place at the same location on the map, the actual event itself will rotate in regard to what you'll be doing to complete it. So for instance, one of the places I highlighted in last week's video is now completely different. Now, the location is the same, but what you need to do to finish the actual world event is completely different, which means that it may take longer to do, so it may not be as efficient to farm for legendaries as another spot. So one thing I strongly recommend is when you're cruising around the open world and you find a world event, which will be indicated by that red circle that you noticed at the beginning of this gameplay. If it happens to be an event you can clear quickly, that is a spot you want to farm over and over again. And the way you do that is this: once you're done with the actual activity, you're going to open up your town portal, go back to town, and at that point you can get rid of gear you don't want, sell it, you can fix the gear you currently have if it's damaged, whatever it is, and then you're just going to jump back into the portal and go back to that world activity, and chances are within 10 to 15 seconds of being in the town itself, you will be able to go back through that portal and that world event will have started again. And my friends, at that point you can farm this spot as many times as you like. Now, one of the things I mentioned in the previous video is the fact that when you're in the open world, chances are you're going to run into other players, and it's important to mention that when you get to that location, the event may be in progress, you can join up, or vice versa, you may start the event and someone else can join you. But always remember, once the world event is over and the loot chest drops, you are each getting your own individual reward. It is not a free-for-all, and I know for a lot of people out there who typically play on your own, one question you sent the channel is, can someone else take my stuff? The answer is no, my friends. What you see on your screen is yours, and what they see on their screen is theirs. One final thing I'd like to mention before we move on is that this method definitely still works for farming legendaries, and the reason I bring that up is because in the last 24 hours I've gotten a lot of messages in the previous video I posted saying you think they've patched this method. It still works. Now, it may take you 4 or 5 attempts to actually get one legendary to drop, but as you can see in this footage, after my 5th or 6th attempt, one legendary did drop. Now, I do not know if they changed the drop rate for farming this way. They haven't really given us any information, but as soon as they pass anything along, I'll definitely share it with you. So as all of you know by now, because it's an open beta, it means we only have access to certain parts of the game, and right now one of the most efficient ways to farm for legendary seems to be hitting up dungeons. Now, the good thing is these are located all across Sanctuary, and you can farm them anytime you want in the game, regardless of the difficulty that you choose or your current level. And while I know these items do not transfer from the beta to the full version of the game, which comes out in June, in my opinion, it's a great opportunity to actually just farm for things, get a feel for the type of gear you can pick up. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will get back to you as quick as I can. With all that being said, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Now, I know farming is going to change between now and when the game goes live in June. However, I did want to bring you an updated version of this video for the open beta. That way you could do some farming, try out some gear, and hopefully get an idea of what class you want to choose. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we are currently having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced May 4th of this year. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.